Well everyone, the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max are very awesome iPhones. So let's go and see how both these devices compare in 2023. Now, first of all, you can't really go wrong with either one of these iPhones. I think they are very solid and I think they have a ton of capability. They're not perfect, but I mean, these are clearly the best iPhones you can buy. And that is something that I really do love about these types of devices for sure. Now, on the outside, first of all, if you want to pick up either one of these iPhones, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off from the outside, the iPhone 14 Pro is the smaller iPhone compared to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So with the iPhone 14 Pro, you are getting a 6.1-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display. It's 120 Hz. Very good resolution. You know, it's probably one of the better panels you can buy. It's definitely not a perfect panel, but I think once again, Apple did a tremendous job here, and I'm a big fan. It's the Dynamic Island 2, and it's a good looking display. The 14 Pro Max is a much bigger phone, so it's not just slightly bigger, it is noticeably bigger on that device. You're getting a 6.7-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display, 120 Hz, higher resolution technically than the iPhone 14 Pro, and it's still one of the better looking panels for a fact. It's something that I really do like about this display and this type of device, and that's something that I'm a big fan of for sure as well. So at least from the outside perspective, it definitely gets a thumbs up for me for sure. You're getting lightning ports at the bottom, and on the back, you're getting frosted glass backs, which look very good. You have MagSafe capability on the back, again, IP certification. You're getting a triple camera setup with a LiDAR sensor too, and overall, they are very solid cameras. As I mentioned for the last year now, this is a pretty solid phone. We know this camera is going to be the best on an iPhone. We know the performance is going to be great, but for how for how long they've been holding up so far, I'm definitely a big fan of the way these phones have been holding up in my opinion. Now, another thing with the cameras, they both have almost exactly the same type of camera setup on the back. In fact, they are, I think, exactly the same type of camera setup. So you're not really getting any features on one device over the other one. They are relatively almost exactly the same thing. So you're getting 4K at 60 on the back, you're getting 4K at 60 on the front, and that is something that's really cool with this type of device. For one, I'm a big fan of the way this, camera's been holding up so far, and I think that perspective alone is a big thing. No matter what you're going to do on one, you're going to be able to do it on the other. So there's no point in kind of even stringing this out because they're basically the same exact camera. But I will tell you, it is a very good camera sensor. I will say sometimes I do feel like on the Android side with the Samsung Galaxies, they do have more features on their cameras, but the consistent quality of these iPhone cameras is always there, especially when you're using social media applications. So this type of stuff gets a thumbs up for me, and I'm a massive fan of how these types of devices have been holding up from that perspective alone. Now, in terms of software, they're going to be lasting around the same time, so it's not like one's going to be lasting a longer period of time. It's not the case. They're going to be lasting, relatively speaking, the exact same amount of time, which is actually pretty cool. Now, also on top of that, you are basically going to be getting the same type of performance from both these devices too. So you're going to be getting that Apple A16 body chip inside of it with 6 GB of RAM. So you're really not even missing out on that much between here either. It really is a size difference. But the performance on both these phones is tremendous. You're getting very good speeds. You're getting a fast phone in between both of them, which is awesome. You're getting basically, if you're playing intensive games, small games, if you're using heavy intensive applications for work, if you're video editing, music editing, no matter what you're doing on both these phones, you're basically going to be in a really good situation between both, which is always really good to see. So you really don't have too much to complain about there, and that's another big advantage with this type of device too. So the big difference here too is probably battery life. Because the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a much bigger size battery, that is basically where you're going to be getting and seeing the biggest differences. I mean, you have almost more than 1,000 mAh difference between these two. So I will tell you from that perspective alone, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is going to be giving you much better battery life than the 14 Pro. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll tell you is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, by far one of my most favorite devices out there. They are solid. I like them a lot, and they're probably one of the better devices you can probably pick up. I think with the iPhone 14 Pro, this is another really big advantage too because it's a smaller phone. I'm sure more people are probably going to buy this phone when it comes down to it, but I will say if you like the bigger phone, go for the Pro Max. If you like the smaller one, go for the standard Pro. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.